Shubami, wait. Before you start the recording, yesterday.
Eh, yeah.
Man. Um. Okay. Shalom, everyone. Please, I will um ask everyone to today is going to be foreign to some of us, to some people, and to some people they will have a biggest idea. Though we all have this information in us, but we are not able to access it because it has been hidden from us. So we are going to do a little bit of we are going to go into Hebrew, like understand how the Hebrew people, our ancestors, where they wrote the scriptures, what was in their mind. So, what was the information they were trying to pass down to us, and the spiritual meanings of the words, and how the words are applied in the scriptures. So when the writers, when they are writing it in the scriptures, what message were they trying to pass down to us? So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to share my screen, and the resource I use, I will have to share it later. Like when we are about to start the proper Hebrew study. This is not just Hebrew study. This is like us knowing the definition of one word, because it is very important that we know the meaning of the and that word is grace. It is very important we we know the meaning of this word, because this is the word that the wicked one, Ashatan, has used to lure over 2 billion people plus astray to believe that they have to live lawlessly, like they do not have to keep Torah of Yahuwah. So they use the word grace, just one word alone, to lure millions of people astray. So we have to go into deep definition of the word and how it is used in the scriptures. So doing that, I have to share. We have to do some reading from the scriptures and outside of scriptures. So I will start by sharing my screen, and right. So we will see that this information, like, is there. They have just been hidden it from us to, you get what I'm saying, to control us. They know how this thing applied, but they actually hid it from us to control us. They hid it from the people in order so that they were able to pass down their lies. So I'm going. Um, let's read from this. This is a lexicon, right? This. So it's actually the person that wrote this book is an European. His name is Jeff Benner, right? So he decided that he has studied Hebrew for like 30 years. He's an American. He's from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So and he said that he had been doing this for over 30 years. So he's the one that actually um laid out and tell us how the Hebrew, our ancestors, how they were thinking, how they let us to know their thoughts versus Europeans, the people that hijack the scriptures, extort it. Again, what I'm saying, translate nonsense and push foolishness to the and push lies to the whole world. So please, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, it's
Um,
black, yeah.
can you see? Can you all see it now? You can see it.
Black? Yes.
My okay, 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 okay. Let me do that. Okay, let me start again. Okay, good, perfect. Can you see the what I just put out now? Okay. Can you read what? Okay, perfect. Good. So here is the information you. This is here where we will start as introduction to ancient Hebrew words, which is our ancestors, and how this information is in us. Like it's more like we have it in us, but we don't know it. Sometimes they said what you are looking for. Um, what you are looking for in Sokoto is inside your Sokoto, something like that. So we have this information in us, but we not know it because nobody has tell it to us. So can somebody help me with the reading with what I just to read what I just put on the screen? Yes, everything, yes. Go ahead. Abstract for some- yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that, Brashibumi. Now we can see that it actually started with the culture, right? Actually let you know that each culture has different way of um wording, how they use words, right? So now you understand that Hebrew alone is culture, right? So now he actually let us know that the English, their culture is total opposite of the Hebrew culture. So it is very impossible for them to even get the real meaning of original meaning of words in Hebrew to be able to translate it to English. So for them to solve that problem, they just look for a word to fix it there. So that is what they do when they were translating Bible. That's number one. Number two, they were translating it with biased mind, with intentional error, like with intentional to change things. You know what I'm saying? To make it fit into European culture, so that when
Yeah.
so that when they read,
Yes.
they will never thought of Asian. They never thought of people with brown skin. They never thought of us, people of Africa. You know what I'm saying? They never thought of. They always think of European. You know what I'm saying? They will see everything through European mind, through um, and European concepts. So that was number two. That's number two reason why they what they translators do. So now, if you can all see, you can all see that when it said Greek mind, it actually let us know that all the who we know as European today, they were all considered to be Greek and Romans. So they may change, they have different names, different countries, divide themselves and give themselves different names, but they are still the ancient Greeks and Romans that we heard of in the scriptures. So now, this English language that we have, you can trace all the English words back to Greek and Latin. You can never all the words. So it actually shows you that they are actually still the same people. So that's why I said the Greek, we use Greek mind versus Hebrew mind instead of using English mind versus Hebrew mind, because the English, the Latin, French, Spanish, they are still the same people. They are still European. So that being said, there's another slide we have to I have to put out there. It's remember I said definition of a word, and it said appearance versus function. So let me read this one. Can you all hear me?
Please black again.
Can you see my screen now?
Oh, not today.
Oh, I know what happened. I think I must make sure that the screen doesn't go dark at all. Okay, I get the idea now. You can see the screen now, right? Okay, good. So now it's appearance versus function. Let me read it. Greek thought describes objects in relation to its appearance. Hebrew thought describes objects in relation to its function. Greek description of a common pencil would be it is yellow, about 8 inches long. A Hebrew description of pencil would be related to its function, such as I write words with it. Notice that the Hebrew description used the verb write, while the Greek description used the adjectives yellow and long. Because of Hebrew's form of functional description, verbs are used much more frequently than adjectives. As a matter of fact, it is very difficult to see adjective words in the scriptures. So whenever you see adjectives is used in the scriptures, we have to pay very close attention to that word, because there's a message the writer trying to pass. So the reason why I have to go through that is because now, if you notice the passage, the passage he used as example, the Psalm 1, Psalm of David, Psalm 1 verse 1 to 3. He said, I'm like a tree planted by rivers of water. What is the function of water? Function of water is to keep something alive. So now you can see what
Mm.
David was saying, that word of Yahuwah, Torah of Yahuwah is water, like keep us alive. So now you see that our ancestors were concrete thinking people, and they were passing concrete message to us with no confusion at all, very plain. But like, as the way you teach a child, that's how our ancestors were trying to do it, so we will understand. There will no big confusion at all. So now, that being said, I've mentioned this before. Hebrew is a pictograph language, right? What I'm saying, so it's a picture, right? So there's no way you can change it. Now we are going to go into the pictograph, how it works, and the word is grace, right, in English, right? So I will do a quick definition of how Hebrew word works. Let me use okay, this is one of the letters that form the word grace. Let me do some introduction, some fundamentals. Though this is not Hebrew study, right? Just want us to have a slightest idea of how it works, right? So it's a picture, right? Now you can, if you look up, you see this is a picture of a fence, right? This is actually a letter. This is the number 8 letter, head. And you can see how, if you look the very up, like before the first line there, you see how the letter was, how the letter was the original pictograph. It was a picture of a fence, right? Now, if you look down, that is how it evolved. It evolved. That's how they changed it after Babylonian captivity. Now, the very white one that you have the word fence under is is how they have changed it to modern Hebrew. You can see that they have changed it from pictograph to symbol that we do not even understand. So that way, once you change it to symbol, you're able to convince people. But if it is remain in the pictograph form, you can never deceive people, because pictures the picture, if you like, it should, and also has the visual value. So that what Yahweh did is to show you that our Heavenly Father is full of wisdom. What our Heavenly Father does is it combine this picture and make it to become reality. He combined the pictures and make it to become reality. So when we when we when we had two or more so if we know the pictograph meaning of the word, of the Hebrew word, or the Hebrew letters. Let me put it this way. If we know the pictograph meaning of the Hebrew letters, we can know reality without any confusion. If we know the pictograph, if we know the function, remember, Hebrew is all about function. Like for example, now you can see this word, the pictograph is it's a picture of a fence, right? What is the function of a fence? You can see it the meanings, these are the meanings of the word. It means wall, protection, separation, inside and outside, division, half. What does a wall do? Those are the functions of the picture, right? So when we combine two or more Hebrew letters together to form a word, we have a description of reality. So when you join letters together, we have a description of reality. So we understand that this is a picture of a wall. We understand the picture of a wall. So now we focus on the function of the walls of the function. If we focus on the functions of the wall. So now these are some of the functions of the wall. The wall of protection, separation, inside, to be inside. You know what divide people, right? Divide things, right? It divide the when there's a wall, it must be outside and inside, and they must be half. So that's the first letter that is used that begin the word um grace in Hebrew. So another letter is the word noon, the second letter, which means seed, continuation, life, hair, son. If you remember last week during the introduction to our channel and the reason why we are here, I made a mention of something that the meaning of the word Yasha'al means prince of power. So who is a prince? A prince is a heir to a throne, is a heir to a kingdom, right? So the seed, so that's what seed represents. Seed also means continuation. You get what I'm saying? If you put the seed will also always bring continue to bring the kinds of that seed, like it will continue for forever. So now these are the two words that make the word grace in Hebrew. The word is het noon. Now this is the word, right? This is the word het noon. Het noon. The word is hand. If the Hebrew word for grace. So for us to be able to decode it from the scriptures, I forgot. Please, you guys will have to download something now. I'm coming. We'll get there. So the first fundamental I said was that if we know the meaning the Hebrew letter, of the Hebrew letters, we can know the reality without any confusion. What I know the function, you can know the concrete meaning of the word without any confusion. So the second fundamentals I was talking about, when we join, like when we combine two or more Hebrew words together to form a word, we have a description of reality. So that's why when we join the word, we have a description of reality. So without having to imagine more about it. Number three is how to know what a letter means is to um, know the function, is to know the function of the pictograph that represent that letter. I talked about that earlier. So once you know the function of fence, you know what I'm saying. So you know the meaning of what um once you know the pictograph, this picture is fence now. So you know the function of fence. Then you know the meaning of the letter. Number 14, which is very, very important. This is called law of first mention. We are not, like I said, we are not dealing with Hebrew study. We are just trying to get a word. So I don't want to overwhelm us with so much information. I don't want it to be confusing. I will just make it very, very light. The very first time a word is used, a letter is used in the scriptures. Sorry, okay, let me put it this way. The very first time a letter is used as a root of a word in the Torah. That word was concrete meaning of that letter. Also, very first time the letter is used as a root of a word in the Torah, that word would give us the concrete meaning of that letter. That's number 4. That's one of the four fundamentals. So we are going to go deep in the scriptures where these words were, where this letter was first used, and where when the word grace was first used in the scriptures. That is the only way the concrete Hebrew definition of the word grace, and we will see what the apostle Peter and everybody else were talking about in Great Adash, the renewal. The word appears in the Torah. The context of that word, definition of the word. The first the word appears in the Torah. The concrete of the passage will provide a concrete definition of the word. So those are the fundamentals we all have to know. So now, please, I mentioned that we have to download some app. You guys should pardon me. It skipped my mind. Please, if we can all go to our Google Play Store and download this app here, this just click um Hebrew, Greek, Italian Bible. Is it possible for someone to do that?
Yes. Okay, you said it was Hebrew. Is it blue
Hebrew,
letters?
Italian, Hebrew and Greek Italian Bible.
Let
Once
me
you
see.
type it
Hebrew.
and see
He-
this, can you see it? The one I just clicked. This one.
Hebrew.
Can you see it?
Great word.
Hebrew, Greek, Italian Bible?
Hebrew Great Interlinear Bible.
Have you seen it? Okay, okay, please download it. Let's do it. Let's do it together.
Let me see. Ewo. Hebrew Greek. Great. It's, I didn't get the name of the Bible though. Can you type it out, please?
I think if you go to iOS, you're using an iPhone, right? Just type Hebrew. Okay, you know what? Let's use the one I shared on screen. Maybe later you find out you download, you see get you get it. It's there.
No,
Maybe
the one on your screen is not showing the name. It's just your Genesis 6:8 that is showing
okay.
here.
You know
Let
what?
me
Let me go
see.
to
Wait, hold
let
on.
me
Let
go
me
to
just show me your screen. Let me see the Hebrew what. Let me see
see
the.
this. I did you see the one I click? You see
Can
this
you go
one?
back? Go back. Which one? Okay. Okay, just leave it. Go back and leave it like that. Let me see.
Huh?
Touch
What
app
did you say?
info. Touch app info. Touch the app info. Let me see. Or just go back. Just go back. Let me see. This Hebrew. What's the N words? You know, it's not showing the full. This is blur. Hebrew
Yeah.
N words. Hebrew N.
It's Hebrew and the one that use Hebrew slash G. Can you see it at the last corner?
Okay. Your this has got is black again now.
Okay,
Let's
no, don't worry. I know what's the problem. Let me go back and get it.
okay.
Um, so can you see it?
Yes, I
This one
can.
here, top of the white logo Instagram. Can you see it?
The white logo. Okay, 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 yeah. What's the G? The G just showing G. We can't. I can't see the this thing.
Okay, let
What's
me go
the
to
G
Play Store.
for?
You see it now.
All right.
Um, did you see? Look at my screen. First, second, third, fourth. That is the one you click. First, second, first, second, third, fourth. That is second to last. That is one you click. When you click, you bring this one out. You see me, I have the app already. It's telling me to update it. Can you see it now? Hebrew, Greek, interlinear.
No, it's
Interlinear.
showing your okay, okay. Okay, let me see. Hebrew Greek interlinear. All right. I've
Yeah.
seen it. Hebrew Greek
Okay.
uh, linear.
So most of our what's going on? Most of our misunderstanding of the scriptures, most of our most of our misunderstanding of the scriptures comes from this English.
Okay, mine is not showing exactly the way yours is. So, what is showing me here is interlinear Bible. Should I download the interlinear Bible?
How does it look like? Does it put Hebrew, Greek?
Yes, it has Hebrew words. However, they asked me for 9,900 naira to download it.
No, that's not that. It's for free. Don't worry. Leave it. We'll do it later. We'll check out. You check out to do it later. So because of time. So
All right.
like I said before, I said the very first time, the very how to know the Hebrew concrete definition of a word, we have to go back to where that word was first used in the Torah, and the context of that passage would tell us the Hebrew meaning, Hebrew concrete meaning of that word. So when was the word grace first used in the scriptures? Now, in it you see to actually shows you that these English people, these Christians, these Europeans, they are liars from the pit of hell. So when people hear the word grace, they only thought of the new what they call the New Testament, which is the renewed covenant, Bret Adash. the word grace was first used in the scriptures in Genesis, in the Torah. Torah is the first five books, but the whole scriptures is Torah, right? But where you find the first, where you find where the word or letter is first used in will always be Genesis or Exodus. That's where you always find it. Mostly Genesis. It's the foundation, right? It's the foundation of everything. So the word grace was first used in Genesis 6 verse 8. You can see, I because of time and after this after our meeting, I'll advise all of us to go back and read that Bible passage in full. So, but Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahuwah. Did you see it? This is the very first time the word grace was used in the scriptures. So now, what really happened that Noah finds? So now we know that um, just this alone, just this a little bit of information we get now, you can see that word great, they tell us that grace is unmerited favor in English is a big lie from the pit of hell. Just like this definition, you can see. So now we understand what Noah found. Like we discussed earlier, we said that um, war represents protection, right? War represents protection, and seed represents continuation, life, and hair, son. So now we understand that Yahuwah created the world, right? And they were wicked, right? All their imagination was wickedness, lawlessness, just like it is today. So Yahuwah was like, you know what? The world I created, I'm going to destroy it. I'm the one that started it. I'm the one that created it. I am the one that will destroy it, right? But for my creation not to be destroyed, remember, Ashatan work is to destroy Yahuwah's creation. People could talk say, you won't don't spoil. You won't make another people won't spoil. You know what I'm saying? As he lost his place in Shamayim, you know what I'm saying? So that way, you want to lure human away so that all human will be corrupt, so that way creation will be totally destroyed. That was it. That is his number one work. As a matter of that is his purpose of deception. So he knows that Yahuwah have already put a step, a way that we must follow. So he knows that whenever anybody goes out of that way, that person have gone, that Yahweh will destroy that person. So that's why he deceived the world of that time to be lawless, to live lawlessly, and to rebel against Yahuwah. So Yahuwah have to destroy it because the wickedness was so much. But he has to preserve some people to continue his work. So that's why I said, and Noah. So now, if based on what the definition we got before, so now we can see that the actual word here is Noah found protection in the eyes of Yahuwah. So Yahuwah provide a protective place for Noah and his seed. So Noah and his children were the seed that were inside the protective wall. Can we all like get at least a little bit of idea of what is going on here in the scriptures and what our ancestors were trying to pass down to us? So Yahuwah is going to destroy the world. Remember, it's not Satan that is destroying the world, it is Yahuwah himself that is destroying, but he provided a protective place for his children, for his heir to continue to inherit like his work, his creation, to continue the good work of his creation. So we'll see how the apostles, what the apostles were talking about. Paul, to be precise, because Paul is a loophole like these wicked, evil teachers and preachers are using to push out lawlessness. So we'll see now when we understand, if we understand this in the context of Noah situation, we understand when you get to Paul, when you get to Ephesians, we actually understand what Paul was talking about. So now in Noah's case, the ark was the wall, was the fence that protects them, that Yahweh provides for them as a protection. So the ark was the head, like the hack was the first letter head, and the Noah and his seed and all the animals inside were the seed. What I'm saying, seed means life, continuation. Can we all understand? Do we all get it now?
Yes.
Yes. So Noah. So in this case, the ark served as a fence, as a wall of protection that Yahweh provided as a protective place
Mm-hmm.
for. So Noah were the seed that were inside of the wall. So the wicked ones, the lawlessness were the people outside. So the ark divided, separated Noah, the seed, Noah and his seed, and Noah and his family from the wicked world that were to be destroyed, from the people of the world that were to be destroyed. So that the, this this is how he break work. They first of all make the understand the physical, like what really happened before they applied in the spiritual. So now you can see the ark. You can see that it has only one door. Now, who provided the idea of building this ark? Was it Noah himself or it was Yahuwah? It was Yahuwah that tell him, that draw the plan, tell him how the ark should be, everything about the ark, where he should build it, and how everything, the plan is what Yahuwah was a master plan. So Noah was his workmanship. Noah was his workmanship that works together, that works according to obedience of what Yahweh commanded him to provide a word of protection. So now you see that for Noah to even save his family, he has to obey the commandments that Yahweh gave him. He has to obey it 100%, not half, not 50, not 90, 100%. They have to do it exactly how Yahweh told him to do it. So that's where Yahweh um, was able
Great.
so that way Yahweh protected Noah and his family from the judgment he brought to the world of that day, so that they can continue to be his workmanship. They can continue his good work of creation that he created. So that is the actual so now we can also agree that the word grace the word grace has nothing to do with lawlessness. It has nothing to do with unmerited favor, something that you don't have to work for. Like you are not under the law again. You are by grace. You see, um these European English people have no idea of things of the spirit. So they just use their pagan European mindset to push out to translate the scriptures and push it enforce it on the people. So that way they have they also have to invent education system that do not teach us how to think functionally, or to be concrete thinkers, but to think abstractly. We have to, like, they have to make us become abstract thinkers like them. You know what I'm saying? For them to be able to push out that lies to us. So that's why if you go back to the root meaning of the word colonization, it will actually tell you that the word colonization means to plant a seed into something, into ground. Remember, the word colonization, the actual root meaning of the word colonization means to plant a seed into something. So they come, so first of all, the first thing they do is they make our own ancient concrete way of thinking to look evil to us. So now they can plant the evil seed. They are evil seed, like just like they said in scriptures that the wicked one went out to plant the evil seed. So can we also get the idea now? So that way, they that way we do not know who we are again, how we think. Even when we try to study the scriptures, we always see it from the European mindset, from the European perspective. We can never get the concrete Hebraic meaning, so that way we can get the spiritual understanding of what that passage means, so that we can know the will of Yahuwah, what Yahuwah requires from us, and what he's planning to do, and his plan and his promises for us. So that's what they do. So that's why it is very, very important to have basic idea of ancient Hebrew and to start to think like it. And funny enough, some of our parents still use not just our parents, people still use the concrete way of thinking to express themselves, but they just don't know what they are doing. For example, in my place, if a child plays too much, they would use um that child to compare with a dog. Now another thing I have to say is that some the because of the Hebrew way pureness of the language, like the language is very straight. It's more like a military language, right? It's very straight. There's no need of to try to sound diplomatic so that somebody will not feel bad or some kind of way. So sometimes when you try to express things in the ancient Hebrew ways, it will sound some kind of offensive to people of this age because of their abstract way of thinking. So now remember, Hebrew focus on the function. So now when they compare a child to a dog, it's not that they actually means that child is a dog. No, they just use characteristics of a dog to describe how that child is behaving. So what they are trying to say is that that child plays so much like a dog. No, dog plays with that limit. So that's how it is. People use this every day by day, but they just don't know what they are, but they just don't know it. So that being said, remember in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9, Yahweh says that in the days will come. Please Yahweh's Bible, can you read that for me? Yahweh's bride.
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Okay,
he said,
please read Zephaniah 9. Are you close to your Bible? Can you read Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9?
Zephaniah, okay. Hold on.
9.
Zephaniah.
Let me try, let me try to also open my own Bible here.
Okay. Okay, so I use the Sefer Bible.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's true. Let me use the server Bible. Thank you for reminding me. Let me open it. Let me open the server Bible here. Yeah. So that means that we have used so much time already. Okay. You know what? After this Safari, I think we have to shut down the meeting and do another one. That should be like part two. So like the continuation of the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So, Yahweh's bride, are you ready? I'm still looking for my server Bible here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's thanks, man. I'm like I can't I don't even know what is going on.
Let me
I
just
couldn't
open
even
from my phone because the Bible I have here, I haven't gotten so used to read. Let me just read from my phone. So Zephaniah, let me use the Sefer on my phone. Zephaniah chapter what?
chapter 3, verse 9. You can read it from the screen. I've already
Okay, let me just
Yahweh
read
says,
here. Okay. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahuwah to serve him with one consent.
okay. So now for Yahweh to say that in these last days, in these days, he will return to us back a pure language. That means he knew that in future time we'll be living in like will be like our identity will be stripped from us, like our culture, our everything, just like he said in Isaiah and Jeremiah. So that way we will speaking corrupt language. We will be speaking evil language that is attached to pagan gods and all other nonsense. So that's where that Yahweh has to return back his pure language so I can understand his words in his purest form, So that way we will not be confused about anything concerning him. We will know what he needs from us, and we will know his Torah, we will know his way and obey him. So now, um, okay, now we have to end it here and continue. We will continue in the next session. So where we have to go to into the Bet Adat, the New Testament, to see when Apostle Paul was using this word, when they were using this word, what they were actually talking about. So, Brashbomi, you can end it from here. Okay.